Hey, this is Ben, and in this video I'm going to share with you 5 of the most common blockages to meditation and how to easily overcome these. Now, this is going to be an awesome video if you are new to meditation, or even if you're intermediate with meditation, if you've been doing this for a while, but you're coming up against these common blockages. And this is stuff that I've had to battle through myself, and I've found some really cool solutions that just make the whole process very, very easy and simple. So I'm going to share with you, firstly, the easiest, simplest form of meditation, because there's a lot of different techniques, there's a lot of different forms, a lot of different methods you can try. I'm going to share with you the easiest way to do it, and then we're going to go through these blockages and how to quickly overcome them. So first of all, why would you want to meditate? All right, if you're watching this, chances are you've already started, you're already practicing, but here's just a reminder of some of the top reasons why you want to meditate, okay? Number 1, your mind is the most powerful tool that you have. Let me say that again. Your mind is the most powerful tool that you have. There is nothing that can create more, or really create anything like your mind in your whole life, okay? Everything comes from your mind, and its possibilities are actually infinite. There is no limit, there is no cap to what your mind can achieve. Literally, I mean that in a very, very literal sense. So most people are walking around with this incredibly powerful tool between their ears, or wherever the mind really is, who knows for sure, without tapping into it, okay? They're just kind of doing the day-to-day, controlled by their emotions, controlled by their habits, controlled by their external environment, controlled by their addictions, and they're not living a free life. They're not living a life that satisfies them. They're not living a life of enjoyment. So number 1 is meditation is going to teach you how to use the power of your mind, okay? Imagine your mind as like a camera, and this camera is what views reality. Everything around you is reality, right? Coming into all of your different senses, and your mind is the thing perceiving that. It's reading it, it's filtering it in. And again, most people's camera, they have like a really perfect, expensive, top of the range, well-crafted, well-engineered lens in their mind. That's what their mind is, like this incredible, powerful lens. But they're walking around with their lens all fogged up. They're walking around with mud and dirt all over the lens. And that's basically how most people live their lives. They're not seeing clearly, and as a result, they feel horrible. They're stuck living a life they don't enjoy, and they're not free to see reality for what it really is, okay? So that's one of the top reasons that meditation is going to be helpful for you. It's going to teach you how to see clearly, how to be unaffected by the external circumstances, how to be unaffected by your own emotions, how to enjoy your emotions rather than getting ruled by them. Which brings us to number 2, meditation will teach you emotional mastery, yeah? A lot of people, again, are controlled by their fear, by their self-doubt, by self-criticism, by feeling frustrated, by feeling jealous, by feeling angry, and these emotions totally rule their life. Or they're going around searching for happiness, chasing happiness, and what does that create? Chasing happiness tends to make it run away from you. So mindfulness, meditation is going to teach you emotional mastery, how to not control the emotions, but how to flow with them, how to create the emotions that you want to create, how to create more joy, happiness, love, peace, passion, all of these emotions. This is what meditation will teach you. Imagine feeling like that all the time. Imagine being totally present with your family, okay? Being able to completely listen to your loved ones, being totally present, being completely there for them. Imagine the difference that would make in your relationships. Imagine being able to completely focus on your work. Just sit down for like 2-3 hours and focus on what you are doing with unwavering precision. Imagine how much you could get done. For your business, for your studies, meditation will allow you to tap into the power of your mind and master any field, okay? That's my little plug on meditation. Obviously, I'm a big fan. Let's gonna make you feel incredible. So, first of all, what is the easiest way to meditate? What is the beginner level, intermediate level? You know, if you want to really start building your skills in meditation, learning how to tap into the power of your mind, what's the easiest way to do that? This has been a technique that I've discovered through trial and error, you know, listening to a lot of different people, a lot of different teachers out there teaching different techniques, which is cool. But this has been the one for me that I've come across, which has just been so simple. And the reason is because it doesn't require you to do anything, right? I was recently talking to some guys who have been meditating and they're all focusing on their breath, okay? Focusing on your breathing is like one of the entry-level things people will tell you when you start meditating. Focus on your breath, just pay attention to your breath, feel the sensations, and focus on that for 10-20 minutes. This is even simpler than that, okay? This is called the do nothing technique. The do nothing technique. In this technique, you literally sit there, still, you're physically still, and you just let your mind run, okay? With no intention to control it and not trying to force or make anything happen. The do nothing technique. Now you might ask, well, what's different about that to just living my ordinary everyday life? Well, in this technique, which I'll expand on a bit longer in another video because there's a bit more to it that I want to explain, but just quickly we'll touch on this here. The do nothing technique is different from your everyday life because in our everyday life, we're constantly going around trying to control, trying to manipulate, trying to make stuff happen. You know, we've got our intention of how we want things to turn out. The do nothing technique is like letting your monkey out of its cage, in other words, your mind, which is like this pent up monkey, which has been, you know, stuck in this cage for 5, 10, 20, 30 years, and it's angry or it's frustrated. It's got all this energy, it wants to get out and run around. And so you just let it do it. You just let your monkey out of its cage. And you just sit there and watch your monkey run around like crazy and expend all its energy. And that's gonna bring up a lot of crazy stuff for you. Granted, a lot of crazy stuff will come up through this do nothing technique. But it's very easy. It's very simple. It's very hard to get it wrong. So basically what you do is just close your eyes, sit there, and watch your thoughts. Just let your mind go crazy. And what's gonna happen is, because we don't tend to let our minds really go, we try and control them, we try and tell our minds what they should think, how they should feel, a lot of shoulds. Given this opportunity to go crazy, it is going to do that. And it's going to probably bring up some really dark stuff to start with, some uncomfortable stuff. But you just let it run, just let it have its fun, let it do its thing. And eventually with this do nothing technique, your mind will become still over time and you will feel very peaceful and you'll start to get a lot more ability to influence the way your mind works. As opposed to trying to control it, you'll flow with it, okay? So Alan Watts actually gives a really good metaphor on how to do this technique. Again, how to do this technique, you're not really doing anything. But think of it like this, right? You're not trying to concentrate on anything. You're simply watching, you're simply observing. The way Alan Watts puts this, an incredible teacher, I encourage you to check him out, just YouTube Alan Watts, watch some of his videos. But Alan Watts says, when you're meditating, close your eyes and listen. Just listen, just observe, just watch and listen, internally and externally, the sounds that are coming in. You'll hear a plane, you'll hear water in the background, you'll hear birds singing, you'll hear children crying, you'll hear cars going past. And instead of listening to those and giving them labels, like, oh, that's a car, that's a bird, that's water, that's wind going through the trees, instead of saying that with all this mental chatter, change your focus towards this stuff as though it was music, okay? As though reality itself was playing a musical track. And now that plane, that's not a plane, that's just sound, that's just pure musical sound, right? And you start to listen as though you're listening to this musical track. And suddenly it changes the way you perceive everything because there's no more labels. You start to hear the sound for what it truly is. And you apply this same technique or this same approach to your very thoughts, okay? And this is where it gets powerful. So as you're thinking your thoughts, you don't look at them like, oh, that's my thought. I thought this, I thought that. Oh, I should stop thinking this, I should stop thinking that. I should be focusing, I should be concentrating on my breathing. None of that. You just sit there and you watch your thoughts like they're music. Listen to your thoughts like they're just some musical track being played to you. You're just observing and listening. And so what this does is it gives you space, gives you perspective. It puts you into that observer seat where you're not judging, you're not labeling, you're not criticizing. You are simply perceiving, which is the essence of meditation, which is the essence of pure awareness, which is what will give you all of these incredible benefits from meditating. When you become pure awareness, that enables you to change things freely because you're not doing it from a place of I should or I must or I need to. You're doing it from a place of pure choice, okay? So that is the simplest form of meditation. Start practicing that just 20 minutes per day, and in a week's time, you are going to notice some insane benefits, incredible benefits. You're going to feel very, very peaceful, calm, tranquil. A lot of these negative emotions that are bothering you right now are just going to sort themselves out. So without further ado, here are the 5 common blockages to meditation and how to overcome them. Once you start practicing this stuff, these things will come up, okay? So the number 1 blockage to meditation is noisy planes going overhead when you're trying to film a video. All right. Number 1 common blockage to meditation is trying to force something to happen. Trying to force something to happen, which is exactly what I just shared on the do nothing technique. The whole idea is you just allow. You're not forcing anything, okay? You're letting go. It's an act of letting go rather than trying to force. So to resolve that, just remember, all I have to do now is nothing. That's all I have to do. And as you let go of that control, you remind yourself that I don't need to make anything happen here. You will start to enjoy it. It'll start to become this enjoyable experience instead of this tense, locked up experience. We're trying to make it happen, which is going to hinder the whole process, which is going to bring the whole thing apart. So you might even notice yourself trying to force something to happen, and then you go, oh, that's right, I'm not meant to force anything to happen. You start feeling guilty. Let it go, it's all good. Let it go. That's number 1, just allow. Number 2, biggest blockage to meditation is the excuse, the story that you don't have time. Okay. Now, if you work with any good financial planner, or you want to start becoming a wealthy person, and you want to know how to direct your money, how to use your money so that you can build up your wealth. Anyone who understands the process of accumulating wealth will tell you, pay yourself first. Pay yourself first, which means before you pay your taxes, before you pay your bills, before you pay your employees, before you pay all these other people, you need to pay yourself. You need to make that the first priority in wealth building, okay? So take your portion first from the money you earn, and then that means you're taken care of so you can take care of everyone else. If you're taking care of everyone else, you're left with nothing, then next time you won't be able to take care of everyone else. Does that make sense? Pay yourself first. So the exact same principle applies here. If you're using this excuse that you do not have time to meditate, if you can't carve 20 minutes out of your day to meditate, there is something seriously wrong with this picture. It means your life is consumed with activities, which essentially is perpetuating your unconsciousness, which is perpetuating your discomfort. It's this vicious cycle where you're just caught up in the urgent but not important. You're just going to keep running around through the rest of your life doing stuff that's urgent and not taking care of what's important. You are important. All that other stuff can wait, okay? Lunch with your friend can wait. That birthday party can wait. Showing up to work 5 minutes early, that can wait. Pay yourself first. Take the first 20 minutes of your day when you first wake up, set a time. and stick to it. Set an alarm that goes off at that same time every day. Drop everything, sit your ass down and meditate. It's going to bring extraordinary benefits to your life, so make it the highest priority. Number 3, and by the way, set the habit. Don't miss a single day, especially when you're starting. Do it for a solid month, every day, same time, set the habit, and it's not going to be a problem. The third common blockage to meditation is distraction, okay? Environmental distraction, or we're feeling very frustrated, we're feeling very energetic, and we can't focus. So to get rid of this, you want to make sure your environment is peaceful. That's why I say pick the same place each day. If it needs to be your bedroom, okay, that's fine, as long as there's no distractions, there's no people coming in and out of your bedroom that are gonna wreck the whole thing, they're gonna throw you into chaos. If it's gotta be a park, I meditate in a park every day, okay? Nice, beautiful, open space with plenty of nature around. It's awesome. Choose the same place so that it's never too hot, never too cold. It's always just that Goldilocks spot right in between. Make sure your environment is comfortable. Make sure you have everything you need there, okay? If you're sitting on the ground, a cushion. If you need to sit on a chair, make sure you got yourself a chair. Simple as that. If you're feeling frustrated and energized, have a routine where either you're doing meditation in the morning before you've got all those burdens from the day, from work, or if you do it at the end of the day, make sure you do some exercise before. Do some yoga, do some running, do some cardio, get that excess energy out, get it out of your system so you're not sitting there writhing like a worm while you're trying to be still and calm, okay? So that is a really great way to make sure you're not being distracted and you're not over-energized when you meditate, which is a big issue. Like, that's something I've definitely faced myself. Also, don't do it after you've had a big meal, okay? Which brings us to number 4, feeling sleepy, nodding off, and spacing out. That was a real issue for me when I first started, was I would sit there for like 30 minutes and about 15 minutes in, I'd notice that I was just way off in La La Land. Like, I wasn't present at all. And I was like half asleep, like I was falling asleep and all this kind of stuff. And yes, with the do nothing technique, so like I explained with the do nothing technique, you want to be wary and not try and make yourself do anything. In your mind, you don't want to try and direct that because you just want to let your mind do what it wants. However, this is where you use your body, because your body is kind of like the capsule that is giving the space to your mind to run free. If your body's moving, if you're doing intense physical exercise while you're trying to meditate, then your mind doesn't have the same kind of freedom. So by sitting still, with meditation, we sit still because this is kind of giving our body, our mind a platform or a stage for it to run around, dance, make its noise, be the monkey, throw some hand grenades around, that sort of thing. So being still. So if you're nodding off, if you're spacing out, that means your body needs some more energy injected into it. So to do this, what you want to do is adjust your posture, sit up straight, keep your chest out, shoulders back. Just a nice, relaxed, balanced posture. And you just want to breathe really deeply. Nice, long breaths in, deep breaths, nice, long breaths out. This is going to energize you. This is going to keep your body in a state of presence and energy, okay? Which is going to prevent you from nodding off and spacing out. It's a big issue, I know. Another thing you can do here to engage your body while your mind goes wild, while your mind runs free, is to chant a mantra, okay? This has been practiced for thousands of years in Buddhism and Hinduism. Chanting a mantra, it's actually practiced throughout every culture of the world, mantras. And what a mantra does, essentially, is it gives you something to focus on, gives your mind something to focus on. But in this case, particularly what we're talking about here, it will energize your body, okay? Because you're engaging your body, you're engaging your voice, you're engaging your diaphragm. This is going to kind of stimulate your body into a more present, wakeful state, which will help you stay alert and present, okay? Okay, so chanting a mantra. That could be just saying Om, just continuously like that throughout the time that you're meditating. So that's number 4. And then number 5, this is a big one, especially if you're doing prolonged amounts of time, like 30, 40 minutes, physical discomfort. Number 5, physical discomfort. Your back's gonna start aching, your legs are gonna start aching, you're gonna start, feeling itchy, you're gonna start wanting to claw your own eyes out from boredom. This is all normal stuff, all normal parts of meditation. So what do you do here? Well, you wanna make sure that you stretch beforehand, do some yoga, do some stretching. You wanna make sure you stretch after, just do some basic stretches, just take 2 to 5 minutes to stretch your limbs, take care of your body. But if you need to, additional to doing stretches, make sure that you're just as physically comfortable as possible. So if you need to readjust your position multiple times through your sitting, do it. Okay, don't feel bad about that. If you need to get up, like shake your legs out, shake your body every few minutes, do that. It's no competition of who can sit still and be silent for the longest. It's just a matter of doing what works for you as you're building up that ability, okay? As you're clearing out your mind of all of its emotional junk. So just get up, shake yourself off. If you need to sit on a seat, do that. Okay, you don't have to pretend you're like some advanced yogi guru with the full lotus position. Just sit on a seat, sit on a table, sit on a big pile of comfy cushions. Do whatever you can to make yourself physically comfortable, as long as you are alert, or you're present, rather, not so much alert, but you're aware and you're present. You're feeling like your body is held in a way that keeps you energized. And that's really going to help your whole meditation practice. So those are the 5 techniques to overcome the most common blockages. I hope you enjoyed that video. Please give this a like, share this with a friend who would benefit from that if anyone's starting out meditation or they're struggling to take it to the next level. I'm going to be sharing a video very soon about how to do some advanced meditation techniques which are really going to speed up your progress. But that's a bit more of an introductory video if you're more beginner, intermediate, to help you along the way. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.